Tonight, Alex Jones talks with Black Panther veteran Larry Pinckney about the Trojan horse that is Barack Obama. Then, Treasury Department investigators say the IRS is helping illegal immigrants defraud the government out of billions of dollars. Plus, a woman who was a victim of a brutal rape undergoes a horrific experience at the hands of the TSA. And how to survive a theater-style shooting. Lock and load. That's coming up next on the INFOWARS Nightly News.
First story tonight is, well, something that we dropped the ball on, or I dropped the ball on. The last 3 years, I've talked to 2 different whistleblowers here at the main IRS command center nationwide. It's based in Austin, Texas, for whatever reason. And that's where this national story is now broken in the Associated Press. Last week, I mentioned on air we had several IRS whistleblowers and a big article about to come out. It's just they gave me so much information that I don't know where to start. But now it's in the Associated Press. It's everywhere because the Drudge Report put it out a few days ago, so they're forced to report on it. And we now have this inspector of the Treasury coming out and saying, oh, yes, some of the people at the IRS, the Treasury commands, so it's kind of like Obama acting like he didn't know about Fast and Furious. It's like the Don going after some of his capos and telling him not to follow his orders anymore once they get caught. They are saying that the IRS was giving fake tax ID numbers, which they could then use with Social Security numbers they'd stolen, even if they didn't match, to, in some cases, get hundreds of millions of dollars per home. In fact, they were saying 10 addresses had 59,000 plus tax returns, tax refunds sent to it. Now, here's the rest of the story you're not getting out of this and that we're going to be breaking very, very soon. And believe me, this is dangerous info. Foreign governments, the Russians, the Chinese, at least that's what the top IRS people here in town are telling me. Well, let's just say high level. Don't want to give away too much. They are being told that foreign governments have gotten all these Social Security numbers that Bank of America has released, the Texas Comptroller, so much of this is happening in Texas, and that the illegals somehow get these and the foreign governments get them with the tax ID numbers the IRS will give anybody. And then they merge those and are able to get even more money in refunds and tax credits for children and things like that that don't exist. And that once it's discovered that the identity's been stolen of U.S. citizens, the IRS freezes their accounts and things, in many cases takes their money. You heard me right. Takes the money of U.S. citizens out of their bank accounts, acting like they did it. And it's the IRS who's been ordered to give the illegal aliens and others unlimited fake tax ID numbers, which then allow them to use other fake Social Security numbers. But the other big news is there's a mutiny rebellion at the IRS. I mean, there's like giant complexes all over Austin. Just I don't want to say a few hundred yards, give away our location or anything, but very, very close to us is one of the main IRS locations. And they're just freaking out because the other big issue is they say over 70% of the new tax money and the audits they're doing are of retirees because they've retroactively changed the regulations to where now they're trying to say most of the retiree savings that are after tax money to begin with, 401ks, things like that, they're grabbing that. But a decade later, they're saying, well, you used a few $100,000 out of your retirement, and we're now saying penalties and interest. You owe us $1 million, so we're taking your $300,000 house. So this is such a big story. And I've had these IRS folks for, well, one of them 3 years, one of them a lot less than that. Give me info, but it's always, hey, we're not going to violate the whistleblower stuff. Even, you know, they'll come after us, but look into this. Well, look into that. Well, here's an example. There are houses in Austin getting $500,000 a year. The news, Accounting Digest said it was 80-something million at one house. But the point is that this was going on. And then they would give me, you know, all these examples that they were breaking down. But the big thing is the IRS is finally finding a conscience. It's like, I'll barbecue small children, but I won't fillet them while they're live. We humanely beat them on the head first with a hammer before we, you know, barbecue them. And they're taking old ladies' houses, you name it. I mean, they're grabbing diamond rings off people's fingers. And do you know where this goes? It goes to the offshore banks mainly, or all the people who've lost their jobs that are now going on welfare. And we've got a report here, over 100 million now on welfare in this country, of 310 mil. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. IRS missing billions in ID theft. Okay, here's the next report, American Dream. Michael Schneider reports, and he's got all the sources linked here. Over 100 million Americans are on welfare, $71.8 billion on food stamps alone. That's 46.4 million monthly getting that. And you add in all the other programs on Medicaid rolls, 16 million, and you add the rest of them up. It's over 100 million. We've got the little pie chart there for you. So from land of the free, a home of the brave, to land of the dependent. And all of this is done by the offshore banks, where they give you a small portion of the chicken feed just so they've got a group that'll burn cities if they don't get given all of what they want. Okay, let's now move along from that spectacle of disenfranchisement. Of course, the illegal aliens are pretty big. I got to hand it to the illegal aliens. They're driving around in nicer cars than I am. They're living in nice houses. They don't follow any of the rules. They get DWI. The judge gives them a $10 fine. I've talked to prosecutors in town that have come to my office but are too scared to come on the air, assistant prosecutors. But it's all over the country. It's come out in the news, $10, $50 fines. They just make up whatever name they want. They do whatever they want, and the globalists work with them. American citizens are known as, one word, chumps. Well, two words, suckers. Well, schmucks, idiots, marks, the right whale, people to be abused, wimps, idiots, morons. Moving to the next story, Obama doesn't want us talking about this, and the head of the NSA admits it will be an internet ID that they can use to tax you, track you, or cut you off the internet if they claim you violated something without a court of law. Obama considering executive branch action on cybersecurity. And strangely enough, they use identity theft as the reason, while it's Bank of America and the Texas Comptroller and the IRS and all these agencies, 9 times out of 10, they are the #1 cause, look it up, of all the identity theft. People are scared to use the internet thinking that's where it's happening. Let me tell you, it's government, it's big banks selling the data, it's corrupt people inside DMVs, and then it is occasionally when you go into a gas station and they swipe your credit card, they've got a machine hooked up to steal it. They fence it to India or Pakistan. Those are the main countries. Israel does it some, Thailand, Saudi Arabia. And then now they clone that credit card and go out and start making purchases. All right, let's continue here. President Obama is considering executive branch action on U.S. cybersecurity, which has an assault weapons ban, by the way, not a ban on sale, on possession in it, after Congress failed to pass legislation to protect national security assets. A White House aide said, if the Congress is not going to act on something like this, and the president wants to make sure that we're doing everything possible. Yeah, if Congress doesn't act, well, he just does whatever the hell he wants. Who needs a Congress? John Brennan, Obama's counterterrorism advisor, Obama runs Al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria, advisor, that's like an oxymoron, said today at an event on the Council on Foreign Relations in Washington. They always make those announcements there at that mafia headquarters. Same folks praising Al-Qaeda last week. Let's move right along. Wade Page died of self-inflicted gunshot wound in Sikh temple shooting. Kind of like we were told somebody said, let's roll, and took down Flight 93, even though it was shot down by F-16s. We were told a cop shot this guy. But now it was self-inflicted, the Army PSYOPs officer, connected to the white supremacist group, totally infiltrated, they admit, by the Southern Poverty Law Center, but magically, just like Oklahoma City, it happened. And the witnesses all said 4 shooters, and the head of the Sikh temple said, men casing the building. But hey, you know what? Let's just ignore they got 5 bills to basically ban most guns, and the UN treaty's not dead and all this, and that the cop didn't shoot him like we were told and all this. What a facts matter? They stage Fast and Furious. They'd never stage this. These are good people who give out fake tax ID numbers so they can be attached to real taxpayers, so the IRS can then go claim they engaged in the crime and take everything they got, no judge or jury. I mean, it's freedom. Let the troops use DU that kills them. Oh, yeah, here's our next story. There's the rancid possum himself. Democratic senators offer gun control amendment for cybersecurity bill. And it is one hell of a bill. It will ban all semi-autos, the possession, ban clips, everything else. and just absolutely horrible. But, you know, so what? Chucky Schumer has bodyguards of his own. What does he care? Once he gets your guns, he can really have fun with you, like all despots do. Let's go now to our next video piece. You've seen him on the 2 beta test episodes we shot for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers of Brothers in Arms. My favorite episode was the drone shot down over Texas. Here's Matt Williams on how to survive a theater-style shooting. On July 20th, 2012, James Holmes allegedly committed an act of mass murder at the theater. Here's how you deal with that. They've got the Homeland Security video that says run and hide or use a fire extinguisher. Well, no, the answer would be have a firearm to defend yourself. But they always pick places where they think people won't have guns. So here's Matt Williams' report. We're going to come back, finish the news, go to the Ask Alex segment with Christy Hightower in studio, and then go to an amazing interview with one of the founding members of the real Black Panther Party. Stay with us.
This is Matt Williams reporting for the INFOWARS Nightly News. Yesterday, I wrote an article regarding surviving a theater-style shooting. I wrote that article because I really wanted to address some of the concerns and questions a lot of Americans had. Did you have a choice? What could have been done to prevent it? Well, you can't stop crazy, but what you can do is solve it. In America, we have our Second Amendment. Our Second Amendment is one of our biggest fundamental rights. It protects every other amendment and every other right that we have. If we don't exercise this right, we fall prey to what you've seen in Colorado. So let's talk about safety tips. There's only 4. They're very basic. You'll see a lot of places that have more, maybe even less, hopefully not less. If you could follow these 4 basic safety tips, it will ensure not only your safety, but the safety of those around you. 1, all firearms are loaded until you physically and visually inspect the weapon yourself. Taking someone's word for it just isn't good enough. 2, never point a firearm at anything you're not willing to destroy. If you can eliminate this, the worst thing you'll do is put a hole in your carpet. 3, your finger stays off the trigger at all times until you're on target. Yet another thing. And then finally, 4, be aware of your target and surroundings at all times. While your bullet may hit its intended target, you don't know if it'll penetrate it and actually injure an innocent person. So being aware of your surroundings, your backstop, all these features are very important for safety. Now, the reason why I wrote the article is because there's a lot of opinions on how everything went down, why it went down. And the ultimate reason why I wrote the article is because so many people cower in fear. There's no reason to. There are laws in 33 states currently, actually, I'm sorry, 34 states currently that allow concealed handgun licensing. Now, I'm not here to tell you that buying a handgun and getting a license is going to save your life. On the contrary, a lot of people are under the assumption that if they do get a handgun and they get a license, it comes with some sort of mysterious red cape that's going to save them. It's not the truth. Along with a firearm and a license comes with a lot of training. It's something that could be fun, it could be family-oriented, it could even be done in a corporate level. But the fact of the matter is if you don't do anything, you will be at the mercy of your attacker. Now keep in mind, 911, our police officers are out there and they're trying to do the best job possible. For the most part, I think they're doing a great job. However, you're still waiting on a 4 to 5 minute downtime for response. That leaves you at the mercy of your attacker. These people are not talking, they are shooting. In 3 or 4 minutes or even 5 minutes, you can clear out an entire movie theater, not just one of the theaters, but the entire complex. So taking your personal safety into your own hands is not just an option. It's a duty and a right that you have to exercise. And if you don't exercise,